wife has got a question, and then we're gonna get out of here. We've been waiting to ask this question, without, no, it's all right, with all that, but we have one question, and then if you give us an answer, then we're out of here, so. Please.
Well, that's why I asked about old business. And all of a sudden, we were adjourning.
What's your question?
My question is, what was the follow-up to my complaint on the setback violation of Casey Schweitz's pole barn?
Because when she applied for a permit,
Wait, stop, excuse me, let me just say, the question is, what was the follow-up on my complaint to that setback violation?
okay, I'm gonna tell, when she applied for a permit, at that
Let me
point.
go back one, Sean.
She applied for a permit, the permit was granted, and at that point in time, we did not
I got
know just
83,
where
and then
the
last three, all
your
there.
line was,
That's
so she was granted that permit. We are not going to,
629,
we are not going to
83,
make her move that building because she was granted the permit. She requested and was granted the permit to put it there.
Okay. Who is at fault here for not having
629,
having known where a property line was before they granted the permit?
It's property owner. Well, but, you know, we're not, you're saying that she should have to move that garage?
I'm asking what the follow-up to
The
my
follow-up
complaint
was that
was.
she's not going to have to, we are not going to.
You have to put the
make
one
her
in the
move
front?
You're not gonna do anything about my complaint?
Well, what
Here,
can we
I
do?
can tell you the number.
Well, you owe her, owe them money
Want
for
to
a
move
variance.
that garage now?
629.
Why do you keep asking them if they want them to move the garage?
You guys owe them $1,200 for the variance. For the survey they paid for it. They don't have to pay for it by law. The person building the thing has to pay for the survey. And you guys had them pay for it?
They
$1,200.
They should have secured what the property line was instead of going, I'll take your word for it, go ahead and build them.
That's Bob.
And then the second part of this, the second part is that somebody else here, Bob Brewster, is all over him for some setback violation, but and
Hi,
is
this is Bob
insisting
Brewster. I'm
that the setback
with the Arna Town
ordinance
Board and the zoning
applies to this
administrator,
person,
and we're
but
having
when
this
I have a
town
problem
board
with the
meeting, and
setback,
he needs
nobody
a
will do
deputy to
anything
come
about
out,
it.
if you will, to Markville.
Well, nothing has been, it was two separate areas for one thing, it's in the shoreland, which has a separate, is a separate issue, like shoreland,
Mostly, and David
ordinances are
Hughes some,
separate.
and some
But,
other
you know,
people to a
it's
lesser
not-
degree. So far, we've only charged
It's
one
not
with
responsible,
trespassing.
how can we go back and change that
More
garage?
details with Sheriff
Is it on
Wilson,
your
who was
property?
approved by him to do.
It's
but
a setback
we have one
violation.
It's, okay.
for
That
sure
means that she
violation.
should have it,
Pretty soon, we're gonna have more.
she should have it 50 feet from her property line and
Well.
8 feet from her property line.
Yeah.
So you're
She
saying,
was trying to sell her property without having it surveyed, so she did not have to disclose that that violation existed.
I don't know if she knew, I don't think she knew.
Yes, she did, we talked about it.
Claudia,
Or,
We talked.
stay here until the police get here, because we're gonna
Okay,
file charges.
I will.
She
We'll
knew,
file a
and
charge.
talking to Bob, he
File it.
said, I didn't really know, I just took her word for it that that was her property line.
I did not say that.
You're a fucking piece of shit.
And
hey,
he also stated, Bob, that you said that, yes, it is the property owner's responsibility to know where their property line is.
I did.
So she should have proved to you where this property
Right,
was,
yes,
the
exactly.
property
Nobody
line.
could, without
You
serving,
didn't
that's
ask for
exactly my
proof,
point.
you
Clear,
just
clear.
issued the permit.
Sheriff, Andy, smells good.
Yeah, well, that's.
We're-
So I
we're
guess
filing
what the
charges.
issue is,
Right here.
now do we have to
Call the cops
have
on
some
themselves.
sort of a lawsuit or whatever, put a lien on Arna Township to get our money back for the survey that we did? Or should we go ahead and insist that since it was your mistake in putting that building there, that yeah, she will move that building and you can eat the cost? Because I made a complaint and I would like the complaint followed up, not just blown off.
We did follow it up.
What was the follow-up? The
follow-up
follow-up was we
was-
decided we're not gonna do anything.
My understanding of what was that you wanted that page of the ordinance, and you wanted Jan to sign it, and we gave you that,
Right.
and you were going to do whatever.
We gave it to the realtor and said, hey, you've got a disputed thing here.
Yeah,
And
well-
he says, well, I talked to Bob Brewster, and Bob Brewster insisted that it doesn't matter to us, we're okay that violation exists. That's what the realtor
Well, it's
said.
not a violation.
It is.
No, it's not.
Why ain't it?
How can it not
Explain
be,
why it ain't.
How can it not be, Bob, when they're?
Bob, you-
Because it's an unenforceable rule.
Now it is.
How is his being enforced?
Well, now it's not enforceable. Now it is.
Why is it enforceable?
Because there's no survey then. It looked like it was their yard.
It was it looked like, did you know?
Even if you look on the beacon, it shows that their property line goes right through the middle of her garage. I mean, if you even pull that
Right,
up.
now
on the
Beacon's
beacon,
wrong.
Absolutely it is.
Well, wouldn't that be enough to
What
get
I'm
your
saying is,
attention
if
and tell
would've
you
pulled that
better,
up, you would've said, no, her property.
Well,
her property's
for
over
number
this.
one, Beacon wasn't available back then. Second of all, I mean, do you want me to go on with this thing?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
so
asking,
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
asking
so, well,
the
Casey
board.
came forward, Casey set in an application. I reviewed the application met the requirements of the ordinance, you had a drawing, and so I issued a permit for a properly submitted application. She now has a permit. As I said, it's her job to know where the line is. She called me.
Isn't it up to you to verify that it's true and
Yeah,
correct?
every permit I issue, there's an inspection at the end.
You're supposed to check the
What
survey.
did you do to
That
find out where the
right.
property line was?
Exactly.
he failed
Well,
before and
The
after.
township isn't gonna hire a surveyor.
What happened to the inspection?
What?
What happened to the inspection?
I did the inspection.
Did you look on her deed, her property deed?
No,
and
I
look-
Asked it.
without a
look at
survey,
the-
there's no way to do it.
The longitudinal?
A side yard setback is completely unenforceable.
Then why'd you take our sign?
Can I please talk? You know, you want an answer, I'm ready to give you an answer. If I could just talk without interruption, would be nice.
Why have it if it's not enforceable?
I don't know, that's a real good question.
They're
And
getting rid
as I
of it now.
said before,
You're not accepting responsibility for this.
no, I am. You know,
No, you're not. You made a
But in
mistake.
your opinion, I'm not. In my opinion, I am.
Well-
So do you want an answer
Well,
or
by law,
don't
you're
you?
not.
What's your
What?
answer?
The answer is, first, I mean, there's a couple things on the table now for questions. One is, why is there a side yard setback when it's unenforceable?
Okay, I withdraw that question because it's not relevant. Casey Schweitz is violating the setback ordinance. The ordinance was made up by the town meeting or whatever, and ordinances are to be enforced.
Yeah, but.
You
have-
guys all decided to have the ordinance.
Then I
I'm
would say
making a
that you need.
complaint that she's in violation of the ordinance.
No,
And I'm
no.
saying,
Why do you blow us off, Bob?
don't stop.
No, I don't, because I told you
Look at us and
before.
talk to us.
Okay, I mean, it's, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Bullshit, talk, we're listening.
Okay, because I went out there for her inspection, when she was done building the building, and I looked around, and it seemed reasonable that the building complied with the ordinance, because she kind of took care of the yard in that area, and it looked like 50 feet. You can't measure the 50 feet, because
It
there's
looked
no.
like 50 feet.
Please let me finish.
No, you get all off
To
point.
you, not to me, I'm
You
not
didn't
offering.
have anything to measure it by because you did not know where the property line was.
You
And
failed
I
your job.
disagree. Of course you can measure what 50 feet is. You take a tape
No,
measure.
you don't, where do you put it
and
down?
You put it at the property line.
Where's the property line?
That's for you and the
No,
property
it's not
owner
up
to
for, it's not up to
prove.
us.
You
You're
failed.
wrong, it's not up to us to know where the property
Failed.
line
What
is.
is
Their
zoning
survey
for?
stakes.
There's no survey.
You
Jan,
needed to know where the
Jan.
property
What
line
do you
was.
want done?
I want my survey to be paid for and I want that building moved.
So is the chief engineer.
There you go.
Time to leave in
They're
front
supposed
of
to
the
be
deputy, so he-
Todd, you need to read them,
He didn't get
please.
his attention,
Yes,
so he hears.
I've already given him the papers.
Okay,
He knows, Todd is supposed to leave.
What do you mean I'm
No.
supposed to leave?
No,
I'm
it's
on the
not.
agenda.
Todd did nothing wrong.
I'm on the agenda and you won't let me talk.
He's our advocate.
Yes, I didn't move copies.
Let's do it here.
Disrupt
No,
our
no, no,
process.
one for the township and one for Todd.
He needs to be taken in.
You can't get rid of our advocate. He's our advocate.
That's a whole different story. He's making disruptive so we cannot get this meeting done. So I want him to go. This has nothing to do, this is a whole different one.
Once here.
God needs to leave for now, and then what he wants, he can take that, that's
Do you
not
have
for the
copies?
township.
Do you have copies?
By the end of this meeting, we want his
The
resignation.
deputy, that you put the whole thing in the, we need a copy of it. The trespassing notice. Because I want you just reviewed it, give you the meeting, it's right in the bottom, it says,
Beat him up, Bernie.
we've got to follow our laws.
Yes, you're right.
I'm here with you, bro.
And right on there at the bottom, it says make 3 copies, one for the township, one for the deputy, and one for the library.
You guys got my anxiety high. Stressing.
What about my,
You're stressed? I couldn't even understand.
Here's another, you need another copy?
one of the, I bet
It's
this,
right at the bottom of the vote, it says,
Stand up for your body.
it's 8 feet on Casey's property. It's 8 feet back from the line.
We're both even.
42 feet back, because the rules that there's no way. I can go out and build a road, do the accuracy of
The one that says,
and I can put
we're pooping in your
beginning in the tape measure on the road, somewhere in the vicinity of the center.
Hey,
And I can
next
measure.
bucket, we can get to him.
You have to get 100 feet back from the river.
Right,
I can go to the water line, lay down my tape measure and measure off 100 feet.
So,
When there's a survey, there's no place to start the measurement on a side yard, only the side yard.
I'm assuming you built Sandstrom is the one who built the pole barn, right? Oh, she did.
Where's the Christmas tree?
So she should have had a survey.
There's gonna be no Christmas around here.
Well, that's what it's either, probably the resolution or not the side yard setback. Just like that. Because everybody, you have to have your land survey. It's crazy, I mean.
Hey, you know what? I got an
Trying
answer
to
for
resolve the problem and trying
We'll
to
get
get
it to
adult
Jason.
protection. We'll stick up for Claudia because she's a vulnerable adult. 100%. I will bring adult protection to the next town meeting if these guys don't get rid of it.
done.
This should be here in defense of my dad, too.
Yeah, sure.
You finally got it right and mailed me my sister.
What about my vulnerable parents that are dead? How can you levy against my parents that are dead?
It says, well, I have to send.
You don't have no idea, bro. You have no idea.
And I will deal with it.
You think I'm bad? Wait till you see my brothers and sisters.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Yeah,
all
my
coming
brothers
in.
and sisters are coming too.
We're all
Where do you
coming.
meet Wayne? Where do you meet Wayne? You'll love Wayne.
It's not.
Should put in your resignation.
Yeah. Wayne will come with Ryan and see you. We've already voted him off. And that gray haired one and the red haired one too. The one with the red shirts are. Lynch, I like it. That piece of shit? Yep, zero occasionally. I haven't gotten that one through.
So we got 15 minutes.
Well, we never finished addressing her.
There just isn't anything. We're not going to try to get this done. That's just-
You have to take a shit gun to
What she
the
asked me to
guy,
do was, you know, the
might
person
be off the
filled out
road
an
from what comes off his
application.
mouth though.
I issued a permit. She built the building according to her permit.
Okay.
She's far enough back from the river, she's far enough back from the road. I cannot measure a side yard.
Right.
I just explained why.
Right.
Okay, now,
It
it sounds like they
is,
don't wanna know this. I just like to give you some zoning information. I'm sorry it takes so longer.
yep,
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, everybody has a side yard setback in their ordinance. The county has it, the township has it, Oakland Township, under the zoning, we have it. I don't know why they have it, because it's the same problem. Either the land is to be surveyed, you have to know for a fact where the line is, and you already know that's through a survey. Okay, from assessing, I know approximately, give or take, 20 feet. That's where the line is, by looking, going down there on my car for crying out loud, and other ways. So, the,
so the
side
building
yard
is
setback
not,
is essentially, okay, so now, it's 2015 it was built and inspected and approved, and I signed it and approved it. I, as a zoning person, am not going to revoke an approval I gave 8 years ago. From Casey's point of view, she did it, she did everything as asked, I approved it, I signed it. I'm not gonna go backwards 8 years and redo something. It's in, you know, they're gonna think this is really bad or whatever, but, you know, there's nothing really, what's the right word? Egregious in particular about it. I mean, there's no damages, really. I mean, they jumped the gun to have their land survey because Beacon was off, I guess. I don't know. I mean, they didn't have to have their land surveyed, and then when the survey was found out, it's all on Casey's land. You know,
So the
Casey-
building
there's
is-
no encroachment, there's no damages to the Baileys. So they're standing to ask for damages, is what damages, they're not damaged. They're trying to damage Casey out of revenge, I guess.
Is that your assumption?
These kind of comments, these are out of line.
They're not out of line, they're what I think. They're my honest opinion of what I think.
We don't care what you think.
We don't need your opinion. I'm trying to get a problem solved, and I don't want to be accused of acting in a vengeful manner.
Well, last time you were here, you said you did not, when I said, you called me, the last call you and I had, that you wanted the building moved, you jumped up in the back room and said, I never wanted the building moved.
Not when I talked to
Now tonight,
you.
you say you want the building moved.
Well,
Make up your mind what it is you want, first of all.
I want some action taken. And I asked, what was the follow-up? There's no follow-up. You told the attorney, we're not, or the realtor, we're not bothered by this violation. Well, I'm sorry, but so what if you people aren't bothered? It's not your property. You don't have a building right next to your fence line out there.
And
but it's not over, it's not
It's
on your
not,
property.
the problem is a setback. No, her building turned out not to be on the property. It's a setback thing. And nobody, she wouldn't have even been able to list her property for sale unless this survey was done. She tried to sell it herself because she told me to my face that, oh, well, you know, if I don't know for sure my property or whatever isn't all, or my building isn't on my property, I don't have to disclose anything. She was trying to do an end around. This is a fact. So my husband and I had the survey done, and fantastic. It's not on our property, but it's too close to our property, and there's an ordinance that has been written by the people that represent Arna Township. And in that ordinance, it specifies 50 feet. She's in violation of that. Part of her building, most of her building is between 8 and 12 feet from our property line. It's supposed to be 50 feet. Bob Brewster's the zoning guy. He should have ensured that it was 50 feet from the property line. Bob says, how could I do that? I didn't know where the property line was. Well, how can you say something's okay if you don't even know what the facts are?
That's a good point.
And yes, nobody wants to address this.
Nope.
We aren't happy with it. It's an ordinance. It's enforceable. Enforce it. He made the mistake of letting her build the building there. You guys can all pay to have her building moved. He said it was okay. Casey shouldn't have to pay to have her building moved. You guys made the mistake. You paid for it to move. I lodged a complaint. And I think there should be follow-up, and I think something should be done. I was willing to recover the cost that my husband and I incurred to find out exactly where this property line was before Casey sold it to somebody, and somebody else is stuck with half their garage or pool building possibly being on our property. It didn't end up that way. We paid for the survey, found out that, you know, it's just a setback thing, so, you know, let's split this cost. Casey won't do that. She says, Bob Brewster told me I could build here, and washed her hands of it. Okay? It's up to you guys to pay to have that, to move that building 42 feet back, away from our property line. Because it never should have been allowed to build there in the first place.
Good job, Bob.
So what's the solution?
Lawsuit.
That one, I guess I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Well,
That's not
please.
something I can just give you an
Well,
answer
I mean, I
to
brought
right
it up
now.
last meeting, and now I'm bringing it up.
well-
What was
Well,
the
he wasn't
follow-up?
here.
I wasn't here,
But
so.
I'm just saying, I brought it up. I tried to bring it up when we were getting to old business, and then all of a sudden the meeting was closing down, and I'm
Right.
like, what about my old business? So I brought it up. I found out that there is no follow-up. The ordinance is unenforceable, and I don't accept that.
I can't give you any answers right now, like I said, but,
Are you Derek?
yep.
Are you going to do the follow-up?
I'm gonna look into it.
We gotta take care of this.
Well, I want you to tell me you're
That's all I can tell
removing
you.
me, because they won't let me on my agenda, they won't let me
Yeah.
speak.
That's
And I-
between you guys, but right
Well,
now.
you're removing me because they want me removed, so I don't talk about something, though, honestly, sorry guys.
From what I've been
Yeah,
handed,
there's nothing-
you've
we're
been
gonna
issued
have
a
to-
disrupted
We gotta
contact.
talk to the attorney.
I've been
Yeah, we're gonna
handed
have to look
nothing.
into this, and
Or
we're
you've been
not gonna
warned.
be able to give you an.
That was the
answer
last
at this
meeting.
meeting. Well, we'll see what we can do.
Right now,
Well,
but
it's-
I've been being
the
hey,
only
but they
thing to
won't let me
note
talk.
is that
So I
spoke with
started
the
talking, they told me
realtor
get
and I
out.
said, there's a problem.
I'm on the
This doesn't-
agenda.
This doesn't mean you can't come back
There's a
to
problem
your
with
next
this,
meeting.
you know, setback
I'm not
thing.
kicking you out forever.
There's a
It's just tonight.
dispute.
I'm being
And he
kicked
goes,
out
"There's no
because I wanna
dispute."
talk.
Bob Brewster said that
I'm-
they don't
I'm
have
on
a
the
I'm
problem
agenda.
not
with
here
it
to
in
say
our township.
here or there, but
Oh, yeah.
So I think
this is
that's
what we gotta do,
wrong.
Todd.
And I think if Casey sells her property, whoever's
Let
going
me
to buy
sit
her
here.
property should know
I need to
that
record
this
this.
is in the works.
if you wanna
It's-
leave your
it's gotta be
laptop and keep
disclosed.
recording,
But
and
if
have
Arna
somebody else take
Township
it
is
down, that's
saying,
fine.
we don't care,
After the meeting.
how is that?
We'll look
I'm
into
not
it, but
trying
we
to
can't
shut
do
the
anything at
recording
this
down.
right at this moment.
You should have Bernie take it
Yeah.
over.
I haven't looked into it, encouraged it.
You can keep your laptop up and keep recording.
No, I'm gonna start
I've-
putting a
I've-
few things.
I've-
Just gonna grab this again, dude.
And we could get them to
You
come
follow
back
or not
after
follow
the
his
meeting
advice,
and
that's what
collect the
it's
stuff.
I'm ready to go.
Is there anything else that,
God is good.
okay, if there's nothing else,
Oh yeah, there's lots.
Well, there's big lawsuits coming, guys.
Well, I'm still on the agenda.
Big lawsuits, he never got hurt.
It's 8 o'clock, it's not,
I need my
It's not 8
car.
o'clock. It's not 8 o'clock.
Guys,
I
if
never
I
got.
did it right,
Oh, yeah.
thanks for your help.
Hey, guys, we gotta get together other than here because this ain't working.
Yeah.
This is not working. I'm gonna end up packing up here right now anyways.
Oh, we need to go to court.
Lawsuits, no, hey, I'll be over tomorrow with them lawyers' numbers. Lawsuits.
So I got the email from my sheriff this morning.
Yeah.